like to apologize about what I said earlier. But seriously, we cannot be out here, especially with niggas disappearing and all.
I'm just going to work. You're being paranoid.
It's not paranoia if it keeps happening.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Inside the KILN Podcast, a podcast that goes over a film that we here at the CSUDH program, DMA program, decided to make because we wanted to go over the important themes of immigration, deportation, and make it very cinematic. Today, we have none other than the person who starred in our film, Alejah Aragon. Alejah, welcome.
Hello.
And our line producer, the one and only, fantastic, hilarious, Rowen Saynes.
What's up, what's up?
So, Alejah, we're going to talk about the movie today.
Okay, great.
One thing, how was it starring in the film?
Well, I mean, this is like the first ever film that I've done up till now. I've only done like theater stuff in like high school and like probably up to like 2 months ago.
This is your first one?
Yes, this is my first one.
Gosh dang. Sorry, I don't know if I can cuss on here, so I'm just keep it gosh dang.
Yeah.
Yes.
But overall, I've had a really fun experience with not just the castmates, but also the crew. You guys have been very fun to work with.
How was it experiencing all the personalities on set?
Well, I mean, obviously, like just meeting everybody for the first time, I was kind of nervous, but seeing you guys all like joke around and like really take care of everything has been like really reassuring. So I was able to like really relax a lot.
Yeah, the one thing they will do is joke around. Sometimes we gotta get them together, but they're a fun crew.
They are.
One of the people who is the most funnest is Mr. Rowen Saynes. So tell me a little bit about I understand this was probably your first time line directing?
Yes, this is my first time being a line producer for, I guess, like any film.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was a bit like hesitant at first because I was just like, oh, I don't know how I feel about like doing like all the statistical work.
Yeah.
I guess really in terms of like our budget and keeping track of what we have to spend, what we have to use. But I mean, it's fun. I can't lie.
I mean, but other than all the statistical work, you were, amongst the people on the ground. I saw you had 2 headsets on. One communicating with me, the director, and everybody else, and another communicating with the grips and the main producer. How was that, having to hear all those voices in your head?
Yeah, no, it really made it really hard to hear like certain people talking to me like face to face because I just have like 2 things like stuck in my ear. But I mean, yeah, no, I think I kind of figured it out that it would be a lot easier, especially since I kind of have to be the person to make sure like everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, you the plug, homie.
But yeah, no, it was a fun experience. I mean, it's never really been like on like a movie set like this ever before, so this was quite the experience for me.
Well, I'm glad you got to get that experience. Before I move further, I want to first of all let you guys know my name is Deji Emmanuel. I am the director for Inside the KILN. It was wonderful working with all of you, the crew, to be able to experience just what everybody brought to set was heartwarming. And to be able to experience all of your personalities was also heartwarming in certain ways. Now, Alejah, my next question to you is, we know that you play the character of Cassandra.
Yes.
And from what you've read in the script, from what you've experienced, from what you've acted out yourself, how does Cassandra come off to you?
Well, I mean, we've had a meeting about like the character of Cassandra, and we have discussed like she is kind of like reserved.
She is
really focused on like ceramics, like that's her whole heart. And I think reading the script, I was like kind of like nervous about trying to portray all those things about her because I am like, there are some similarities and some differences that I see from that character, but I know it's like
Because we know Cassandra's a little bit more introverted.
Yeah, she is.
She is. And funny thing is that when I met you, I thought you were probably a little more introverted yourself. But getting to know you, I found out a lot differently. You know, I got to know you and found out, oh, you're a little bit more extra. How does it feel trying to portray someone who is in some way like you, but in most ways completely different?
Yeah. I mean, I was really nervous about like trying to portray the character because I didn't want to like accidentally change things about her because I really wanted to see like who she was as the writers and directors imagined it. So I mean, I like when I was at home, I was like really trying to like keep my like personality in, but it was kind of hard because like working with the crew and just like seeing your guys' personalities really just brought it kind of back out. So
brought your personality right back.
Yeah. So
you're like, I want to joke too, but I can't because I have to be sad.
Yeah. So sometimes I would just like try to sit myself down on the chair, just like, okay, don't talk to anybody. But then it's like at the same time, it was just like, I don't know, you guys' personalities really brought it out. So
we apologize for being
it's
fun.
Okay. I just hope that when we were filming, you guys were like, okay, yeah, she's doing it right.
She is. You know, you definitely were.
Okay.
It was something that really made me happy because it made my job a whole lot easier. When we're talking about Inside the Kiln and what it is at its base, it's a thriller. It has elements of horror. I want to play a game. Not necessarily a game, more of a statement.
Okay.
I want to know, what are your favorite horror / thriller movies, TV shows, something that when you watch, it just sends a shiver up your spine?
I have like one that comes to mind, and it's like recently hit my top 10 favorite films, and that is Jordan Peele's Nope.
Nope, I haven't seen it.
Nope. I guess
have not seen Nope. That's
I guess like as just like a little like summary without giving too
hold
much.
on. Is Nope the one where they have like doppelgangers? Or is
No, that's Us.
That's Us. Yeah. That's the one I saw. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I guess there's like a little like summary for what Nope is basically a brother and sister who work in the film industry who are chasing an alien. Yeah.
So filmmakers chasing aliens.
Yeah.
Now I gotta watch it.
Yeah. Kiki Palmer, Daniel Kaluuya. Dude, they're amazing. And Steven Yeun. I don't know if you know who Steven Yeun is.
I do. In the Invincible voice.
Yeah, he also played Glenn in Walking Dead.
Yeah, just you can't get anything past me when it comes to Steven Yeun. I know his body of work. What about you, Alejah?
Well, okay, I really thought I had more time to think about it.
I mean, he can name a second one.
I could try and go through.
Yeah, he said he had a top 10.
I know, but like I don't really have like a lot of like horror or like thriller movies. But I guess like some that I really enjoyed like are pretty like classic ones like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Classic.
I loved it a lot. I think maybe last year I saw it was The Shining.
Shining.
It's pretty terrifying, but like in its own right. I really was expecting a lot more jump scares because like I thought that's what they meant by like scary, but like it's not that kind of scary. It's like really mentally frightening.
Well, I think those are super, super scary. I know with Inside the Kiln, ours is more. It's a lot of personality driven, and so the scare comes from the facial reactions of the characters, letting things sort of breathe in their interactions. It's something that I felt so great about because we would hold the camera I would refuse to say cut for just a few seconds longer because there are some people when they have their RBF face on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Resting beep face on. I'm like, ooh, this is the shots.
Yeah. I think there was a point when we were watching the dailies and it was a dolly in.
Yeah.
I think you know which dolly in we're talking about.
I do.
And I think everyone when we were watching that, like we kind of knew that was like that kind of sent like that gave me goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie.
It did.
And you guys will get to see it soon when we finish our movie. But yeah.
What about you, Aliyah? I think I gave you enough time to think about it.
I mean, I do love watching like horror and thrillers and stuff
Mhm.
like that, but like I don't think I'm like the best judge of like, oh, like this one's like really good. But I think one of the ones that's like really coming to my mind right now is the Babadook. I kind
The
of
who?
the
Oh,
Babadook.
you never seen the Babadook?
I've never seen the Babadook. Sounds like something on Star
that movie
Wars.
is really scary.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's frightening,
I
dude.
like-
I think it's on Netflix.
Mm. The only thing I know that's streaming that sounds familiar is Boba Fett. I was like, Baba who? Any other thrillers that kind of get you at this moment?
I don't think I have any that come to mind, but I know like when it comes to like Halloween season, I do love like rewatching like the franchises. So like Annabelle, Insidious, or
Halloween Town?
Scream. Halloween Town.
The Disney Channel show? Oh, no, that ass was
Hocus
scary.
Pocus?
Hocus Pocus. Yeah. Now, since we're talking about thrillers and how they really influence the movie Inside the Kiln, I want to know, and any of you are welcome to answer this, is during shooting and reading the script, which part of the movie do you think probably had your heartbeat go up a little bit? That you're like, oh, this is good. This is something that, and please, no spoilers. Think of something that you can give away.
Okay. I think this is a little bit of less serious answer, but like I think reading the interaction between Cassandra and the professor, when the professor's like, "You're kind," I was like, "Oh, Cassandra, girl, run!" But she's just like, she just doesn't want to run yet. I'm like, "Girl, what are you doing?"
Why you not running, girl?
Yeah, because I was like, it had it been me, I would have been out the door.
Get the hell out of
She
there.
would never see me again. But no, she shows up later, and okay,
Which makes you wonder, why does she want to continue this ceramic class
you're right.
if the professor is like touching your hair and being all creepy? And I know this. I'm like, this relationship is toxic,
Yeah.
but it does move the story forward, and we love it. I want to tell you the truth. One of my favorite characters is the professor. I know she's not the most popular, but one thing she does, if anything, is move that story forward.
She does.
Yeah.
And eventually it gets us to the big bad. We don't know exactly who it is quite yet. I don't want to give anything away. But her presence, her strong, elegant, scary sometimes presence is something that's so integral to the film. Rowen, when you think of the horror aspects of the film, what are some of your what's one of your favorite parts to it?
I can't really say without spoiling too much,
Yes.
but I will just say, on our Sunday shoot, we were filming. We were
Shot
doing our
this 3 days, 12-hour days.
yeah.
Crazy.
I think it's our final scene. It was like our very final scene, and we were just kind of getting like a full master shot of it, and I was like, I think we did like a few takes of it, and every single time I was given goosebumps, and that was purely because of Aliyah's performance. It got me so much. I was just like, oh my god,
She
like,
teared up
Thank you.
at the end over there.
I know, yeah, but I think it was even before that. Like when we finally started shooting that final scene, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I did not expect this." Like her, like when she was like terrified, I was just like, I felt that too. I was just like, "Oh my god, dude, I'm scared."
Oh, you guys are gonna make me cry.
Blush all the way. Blush all the way. Speaking of blushing, nothing related. What I want to know a little bit of your backgrounds, because you guys are here for a reason. We're here on the CSUDH campus, and I realize, even though I know y'all, I don't really know y'all.
Okay.
All right. I want to figure out, how did you grow up with, are you from LA?
Yeah, I was actually born here in Torrance, and then
Okay.
I lived a few years in Long Beach, and then moved over here to Carson in like the 3rd grade. So yeah, I've been in like this whole area.
Wow. I've been in like 13 places over the last 10 years. I can't even imagine. How did you get involved in acting and theater and in this grand industry that we're in?
Well, I mean, if you were to ask my family, my uncle actually has like a video of me when I was younger, just like dancing around. So I did grow up doing like all sorts of like performance arts stuff. And then around high school, my cousin, she was in the theater program, and I was going to take it as an elective because I was in the Performing Arts Academy of that school.
That's a Performing Arts Academy?
Well, I mean, the high school had like 3 different academies that focused on like science stuff,
Yes.
Law and like government and stuff, and then there's like the performing arts stuff too.
Yes.
So I did the performing arts because I didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did do performing arts stuff growing up, so I was like, okay, let me just stick to what I've been. Yeah. So the first day, she walked me to my theater class, and she introduced me to the teacher because they already knew each other.
Yeah, they were like that. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I guess the theater teacher realized like, oh, they're related. I could definitely have her do some stuff in theater, and ever since then I've been doing.
Wait, you were related to
My cousin who did like theater and like band stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then
she got a 2 for 1. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
But and then cut to after high school, I actually go to LA Harbor, so I'm not even a student here.
Nice.
And I was telling my friend like, oh, I kind of miss doing theater stuff, and he actually asked me to be a part of like this student play that they were doing with the Filipino club here on campus, and I was like, sure, I'm not doing anything.
Shout out Filipino Club.
Yeah, shout out to them. That was a really fun experience. So after that, I met our first and second assistant directors, Roselle and Kristen. Shout out to them.
Wonderful people.
Very wonderful
Thank you.
people.
Roselle, if you see this, love you to death.
Yeah. But yeah, they saw me during rehearsals and they asked me to like come on to this project, and I was like, I mean, I'm not doing anything again, so why not? So then here I am, and yeah, that's basically it.
Fantastic. It's a long road to get to Inside the Kiln.
Yeah.
What about you, Rowen?
God,
Let me start you off. Are you from LA?
I was not born here.
Ah.
I was born in the Philippines. I had moved
shout
here, I think, when I was about to turn 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But
So you can personally relate to the film.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I lived in Torrance for like a couple of years before moving to a different city over in Gardena. And for a lot of my life, I've done theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over in Torrance, there was a theater company. They would do like plays like every I don't know if I think it might have been like annually.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was part of like a bunch of different ones, and I'd just be like a background character and whatnot. But
were you the tree in the background?
yeah, I was townsperson B, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Desk lamp A.
Yeah. I never really wanted to be like in front of the camera, really.
Right.
Which is like kind of ironic.
I know you're
We're
from
doing
the
it,
camera. Yeah.
But what's it called? I have like pretty bad like stage fright, so I'm just like I like storytelling.
Yeah.
So film kind of paved the way for me there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by high school is when I started to like realize that like, oh, I like filming stuff, and it's fun like telling a story and creating a narrative. And so by the time I got to community college and here, I just really
it made sense.
It made sense for me, and it made me like appreciate like film more.
That's fantastic. I love that story, man. What in all of your experience doing film, what's probably your favorite project that you've worked on, except for Inside the Kiln? Shout out.
Oh man, I don't really have like any other like outside experience because I'm kind of like a lot of what I've learned really comes from like the internet, and that's kind of sounds bad, but like everything I know, yeah, no, it's a good resource because like I'll be on YouTube and I'll just be watching like videos and being like, oh, I never understood this about like why we use like this camera angle or why we use like certain lenses or whatnot, and it's giving me a lot of insight. So yeah, but yeah, no, I don't know about like a favorite project that I've done because I've never really been on anything other than something like this big of a scale.
Luckily, this is a film school. So you worked on a number of projects here already.
Oh, yeah.
You guys did. We just literally just had a screening of all the projects we've done last semester and this summer semester. I know you guys and your crew put out some great stuff.
Yeah.
That I saw. I believe you did one about street art.
Yeah. We did a documentary titled He Art, which kind of follows Illy's uncle, who is a professional muralist.
Nice.
And that was fun to do. Hectic, but it was fun to do.
Oh,
But yeah.
It was sorry, I was gonna say effing fantastic, but I gotta keep my cursing down on this podcast. We want to move and really go into the themes of this film. I know that's what the people really want to hear. It's not done yet. We're still going through. Still have a few scenes to shoot, going through post production, but there are some core themes to this that can be a little heavy. All right, I'm going to use my heavy voice because we're about to really talk about some deep things. Number one, immigration. I know you're an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. Alejah, she said she's been here her whole life. I don't know what her immigration status is. Don't share. But what are some of your thoughts on, especially in this political climate that today, what are your thoughts on people coming into the country and sometimes not feeling like they're accepted?
I mean, I think it's just really disheartening because much of like what America has been built on is literally people from Europe moving over here
Right.
for a better life. So it's like, wouldn't we want to uphold those beliefs?
I think we would.
You think we would, but it's just with everything that's going on, I find it so disheartening that they're so comfortable with ripping families away and just ripping these like opportunities too.
Because people come here for a better life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when they finally come here and they experience what somewhat of the American dream, being scared, knowing that they could be deported at any moment. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's even with like for the undocumented and those who have gone through the proper paperwork and stuff. Both sides have to fear it because I've heard like there's some people that are like that have gone through the whole immigration process
Right.
and just for them to be sent back.
this is a setback. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's like,
Like, you did all this work,
yeah.
and then right when you're about to hit the finish line, they're like, "Sorry, buddy, not today."
Right.
What about you, Rowen?
No, it's. I think even like when our first shoot date was like I was ready, and then
That's
and then,
right.
and then a lot
the
of
first, I totally forgot about
Yeah.
that first shoot day. Yeah.
yeah, and then a lot of the protests and the riots had like gone on, and like honestly for me, I was like terrified too. I was
Yeah.
just like, I really don't know how every day is gonna pan out.
Just for a
Because
little
you never know.
context for you guys, the first day that we shot, that we were on set for Inside the Kiln, we were shooting, I believe, in Huntington, where they were having a few ICE raids, and it was just unfortunate that we were shooting at an art house near there. So what happened? We were supposed to shoot two scenes. One was an art house scene, and the other was a independent house scene. We had to cancel the second scene that day because there were ICE raids happening literally down the street, and we want to first of all just protect our crew. We didn't want anybody getting in trouble. We didn't want unfortunate things happening. So we cut it short, and that's what Rowen is basically talking about. Good.
Yeah. No, it just it was always terrifying because you just never know what like the day to day was gonna pan out to be.
Right.
And like Alejah said, like this place is a melting pot of like cultures. Like
It is.
you go around and it's not just like one culture like spread throughout like the entire nation. No, it's every culture because people come here because it's a land of opportunities and a land of freedom.
Yes.
But and it sucks to see like what's happening to like families, and like I hear it all the time on the news because my family is like keeping up to date with the political climate,
Right.
and it just sucks to see because I kind of just sit there and like that what can we do right now?
We ask ourselves
Yeah.
that question every day. and that brings us really into the next theme of it, is the theme of deportation. And I think it's funny because, in this, once again, the political landscape, those in power claim that they want to deport the bad hombres, but from what we've seen and what we've learned, that isn't always the case. It seems like they're trying to go out and do things in a mass effort. What are your opinions about just the care not taken in with these people's lives? It's just, if they see you on the street, they just snatch you up and take you away.
I mean, it just kind of just seems like profiling,
It really does seem more like profiling.
Because they'll just see like any person of color, and they'll just kind of be like, "Oh, that's a target," you know. So,
I think I remember seeing a news headline that was like, like you said, they wanted to deport criminals and all that stuff like
Right.
that. But then they'll go to like actual workplaces where people are just like trying to make a living and
Right.
stuff like that. And it's just like, how are those people criminals? Like, do you guys have any proof?
And I don't think they even realize the
And-
effects that, let's say you didn't even care about the people at all.
Mhm.
Let's say you care about just like the economy. They went straight to the farms
Right.
yeah,
to take people that were doing the jobs that most Americans refuse to do.
Right.
They didn't even realize that if you take and deport these people, that it's going to be a critical hit to that industry.
Right.
You are fighting so hard for these people to get deported. Guess what? Now you're not going to be able to go to the grocery store because there's nothing there.
yeah.
And I mean, just to me, it just doesn't make sense.
It does.
As far as your whole family, I just want to make sure everybody's okay. Nothing's happening. We're still able to shoot inside the killing. Our stars are not getting deported. Fantastic. And as we continue with themes within the movie, another theme that we experience is betrayal. Looking up to somebody, knowing or being around people that are close to you, and then finding out that you've been betrayed. Have any of you guys been betrayed?
Maybe like small betrayals, nothing like too huge like you see on our film. But
Yeah, no. That's a huge betrayal.
that is a huge
That's a pretty big betrayal.
Yeah.
But any short stories you want to share about, like any, like, it can be small betrayal. It could be something that you experienced as a kid. Maybe just some boy or girl that you were friends with pushed you down the playground. I don't know. Just an example.
I don't know about like anything like personally, because I mean, like a lot of the last few years has been like a lot of drama that's just been happening in my life, and I'm just kind of like, guys, can we just chill for a second? Like, I've not been giving me a break.
Oh,
I think there was a time where like there was a lot of betrayal that happened,
Mhm.
and because you see one person, you're like, oh my gosh, like, this person's cool, I think we'll be friends or whatnot. And then you find out they end up being like a pretty bad person, so then you just gotta cut them off. It sucks, and I've had that happen like for the past few years, and it's just been kind of like a cycle for me. And I'm like, God, sorry. But yeah, no. What's it called? It's been happening, and I hate to see it. I don't want to experience it again because it
none of
sucks.
us want to experience that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about a deep betrayal that I had one time. It was a cold and stormy night. All right. I put a lasagna in the fridge.
Oh.
And I told my little sister, don't you dare touch this. She seemed wholesome, and she told me that she would not take it. I went to work. I came back, I asked her again to her face. I said, look at me right here. Look at me. Did you eat my lasagna? She boldly lied to my face and said no. But what she didn't realize is that I put a small camera in the fridge and I caught her. And because I caught her, I let her know that this was an act of betrayal. All right, story time over. Moving on. So, I want to talk more about the business side of Inside the Killing, because we know films are a business, and you have to make sure that you pay people, you get the right equipment, all those things. The perfect person to talk to right now is Mr. Rowen Saynes. How was it handling? Because we did a bunch of fundraising for this film.
Don't talk to me about money.
How was it sort of handling the budget? Because you're the most important person here, because we can spend willy-nilly, and then next thing you know, the budget is done.
Yeah.
How was it handling all the money that we had raised for this film? We're still raising more.
Yeah.
Please donate. Inside on
Please.
GoFundMe. Inside the Kiln. Kiln spelled K-I-L-N. Inside the K-I-L-N. Find us on GoFundMe. We still need money. We're broke. All right.
Yeah. God, it was. I mean, you guys know how it is, like on set. Because like anytime like money is mentioned, because like realistically, like my job is to be like, no, don't buy stuff.
Right.
But like because like it's like some of it is important stuff that we do need,
Right.
and like it's crucial for like the scene. I have to be like, I guess like go buy it. You know, like I can't say no. Like we
I
do
guess,
need it. Yeah. But like, cause you like see me kind of just like freaking out, be like, guys, I hope you know we have this much money left.
Yeah.
And that's not including like these like fees and transactions that we still need to do as well.
Right.
So it was quite something. A lot of my day was really just kind of spent like calculating like all of, like the receipts, like I could pull up my wallet, dude, and it's just like all the past receipts from like I'm not joking. There's no dollar bills or anything. It's just straight up receipts.
Yes.
It's just straight up receipts that I've had to like total up and be like, okay, so this is for this day, this is for this day, and it was just like a headache for me.
And then there's so many like unexpected expenses.
It's always better to be like well prepared
Yes.
than to be underprepared. Yeah.
Well, you know, we are producing something great here for the film. And so once again, that is the cost of trying to be great and produce something great and make a film that not only we are proud of, but the university is proud of, and people who see it are proud of. Because trust me, if this film makes it to like over the next, I don't know, year or two, if it makes it to like a Tribeca Film Festival, the university will say that will associate themselves with this.
Yeah.
Which we're happy to, give us money.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever been like a better time for a movie like this, especially to come out. You know, I think with the crew that we have and the topic that we're going over, like the themes in this movie,
Right.
especially during these times, I think it's never been perfect for a time, especially for people like us to make a statement cinematically.
And that's what we're here for. Movie makers.
Yeah.
What about you, Alejah? I know you're more on the acting side. You have nothing to do with business side. You're just like, I'm just here to act and go home.
I'm just here to get paid.
I'm just here to get paid. But I want to get your thoughts on how you thought things ran during production. You can go a little in depth with it. How did you enjoy sets? All of those things. I want to hear your thoughts about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, this is like my first time doing film, period. But I didn't realize how much waiting
yes.
I would be doing as an actor. Because, you know, in theater, you're like constantly going. You have to do all these parts. But like with film, it's like you have to, the crew is responsible for equipment and stuff like that. I don't want to be touching anything and like damage something in the process. So, I mean, yeah, sitting around waiting and just like trying to prepare myself was like a new experience for me. And I think I remember hearing Rowen kind of crash out about spending one day, I think it was like a Saturday or like when we were doing the hallway scene.
Right.
That I just heard him crashing out. I was like, oh, poor Rowen. But it's like I can't do anything about it. I gotta sit here and just wait. So that was like a lot. What was the other questions?
And I mean, acting will involve a lot of waiting. I know, because I know you want to go further as an actress, especially when it comes to films and movies and all that stuff, or TV. It involves a lot of waiting because the crew has to get set up for the next scene or set up for the next shot, and that means they're moving lights around, they're moving equipment around. They are trying to make sure you look as great as possible. So moving on to sort of the length of production, is that something that you sort of expected for shooting, especially for a short film, which in the name says short, but shooting is not short. Is this something that you were new to when it came to the length of filming?
Well, I mean, as in terms of like staying this long for like filming and stuff like that, I am used to long hours just because I've done like theater. Like
Right.
sometimes we would in high school we would do like start at like 8 or 10 or something like that, and then not end till like at night either. So I was ready for that. I just didn't have any expectations that I was gonna be there for really long. So when I looked at the call sheet and it said like, oh, you're gonna be here at this time and we're gonna end like around 1-ish, I was like, oh, great. I mean, I didn't have anything to do. I mean, well, I do like drop off my mom
Right.
to work at like 5 a.m, but I was like,
Gotta drop off moms.
yeah, I mean, it's the least I could do for her.
Mhm.
But I think I was just like, I'm strong enough. I could like work through these few hours
Right.
of sleep and give my best for this performance.
Oh, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you gave your best for this.
Thank
Because if you didn't, you would be fired.
Like, where you guys? Where's my next call sheet?
Sorry, we decided to go another direction.
Guys, you haven't been texting back. What's happening? Oh, we just don't have your number.
Yeah, sorry, we lost you. Apologies.
Rochelle, Kristen, you guys have me on Instagram.
We deleted our accounts. Sorry, it just happened. So, the horror genre. This is not typically, of course we hear horror stories all the time, but this is not typically something that we see in the horror genre. It's usually somebody possessed or somebody fighting off ghosts. Now, you got to fight off the United States military. How did you...
The worst of them all, man.
How did you feel about, what attracted you to this role?
Well, I think what's like really attracted me is the fact that like this is a real life horror that people go through.
It is.
And I think as an actor and as like second crew, being that privilege to really communicate this onto something that other people can see is just really like a really fun and interesting thing to do.
Right.
So I was like, of course I would love to be a part of this. Yeah.
And it was, I was the one that originally wrote it. I was the one, I did a rewrite for it, but reading through the script, that's exactly what attracted me, because I'm like, yes, it's not your typical horror film, but like Alejah just said, this is literally a horror that people go through every single day.
This is our everyday lives right now,
Yeah.
which is like super terrifying, especially since it can literally happen to anyone.
It can.
Yeah.
I don't think it can't happen to you, because even though you're a citizen,
Yeah, you're not safe.
you're not. Now, what I will be surprised is they start deporting white people. Man, I don't know that we have gone into the deep end. Anyways, I don't want to get too far into that because we're talking about Inside the Kiln. Any final thoughts on the film itself? What you took away from it? I know we're still filming some stuff. We're excited to bring you Inside the Kiln sometime in the fall. We're going through finishing it. Any final thoughts?
Oh, I don't know. It's like this is again. It's like my first like kind of big scale like production.
Mhm.
So whatever I'm taking away, like I get to use this like experience
Yeah.
for future productions. And I mean, obviously, like this kind of grows like my knowledge on like how things work, especially the business side, because like of course like anyone can like create like a story
That's true.
and be creative in whatever way they can. But like at the end of the day, it is a business.
It is a business.
So like all of like what we discuss and talk about, like it's like sticking,
Yeah.
And so I'm appreciative of that.
No, and you're correct. We're all creatives. We want to do creative things, be a part of creative projects. But if you want to be in the big leagues, which all of us eventually want to be in the big leagues, it is a business. Even actors and actresses, they have to realize that it's a business too, because a lot of actors and actresses out there have to form small companies themselves in order to get paid through those companies. A lot of people don't realize that the studios don't pay the actors directly. They pay the actors through their businesses. Lawyers start to get involved.
Yeah.
All those things at a higher scale. You have to understand the business of entertainment in order to get further and further in the industry. We're trying to take Inside the Kiln above and beyond to that high scale. Alejah, any final thoughts on everything you've experienced so far?
I mean, I guess a lot of my final thoughts have been like things that I've already said, but I think I'm just like really grateful to have worked with these people and just to work on this story, because it's just a very relevant topic to what we're going through. And I can't wait to just finish up with filming, not just because of like long hours or anything, I swear, but just to like eventually.
You hate our long hours? That's what you're saying?
Yeah,
You hate us? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, get me off the set, dude. You said 1 o'clock. It's 5
Did you
a.m.
just call me a terrible director?
Oh my god, I never.
Rude.
But,
Anyways,
but I
yes.
think it's just like I'm really excited to see how everything comes together, and just to see not just my friends' reactions, because I have told them about this film. You guys don't worry. One of my friends even donated, so it's like yay.
Fantastic.
But I think just seeing my friends' reactions and just people on the internet maybe, just to see what they think, because it's like I'm very critical of like myself as we were filming, and
as we all are. Criticals of
you can
ourselves,
only do so much being critical with yourself. But I think what really kind of excites me is seeing people's thoughts on not only my acting but on the film too.
Right.
So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming today. It's been a pleasure. I will see you on the next time we're on set together. I'll see you probably tomorrow.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
We'll be in the meeting together.
But our last thing is I want to let you guys know to please still donate to Inside the Kiln. We still need money to finish the program, to finish the film, to make sure we put out a great product for you. We know it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to follow us also on Instagram at Inside the Kiln Movie. Kiln spelled K-I-L-N. Inside the Kiln Movie. Our GoFundMe, Inside the Kiln, once again, K-I-L-N. And once again, thank you guys for coming out. And we will continue to provide you a regular podcast. Don't miss it. We don't know how frequently they're going to be, but we're trying to get you guys one each week. And I am Deji Emmanuel. I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.